Greetings from Seoul, Korea. This is Nick Tasteless Plot. It's a real honor to be down here broadcasting to you all. This is the Averatec-Intel Classic, the largest tournament in Korea with the largest prize pool. And I gotta say, I am really happy with that last series we saw. Jaedong versus Azang. Very, very exciting games. The first game was a little bit one-sided, but the second game, total upset, totally threw me off that Jaedong actually lost that game. Pretty surprising. And then the last game was just such a thrill to watch. Proxy double barracks in the middle, really early barracks too. I mean, talk about all in, and Jaedong just did everything right. There was not a single thing Jaedong did wrong back there. And I'm not going to lie, man, that is a very difficult rush to hold off, especially if you go hatchery first. So, very impressive game. Next, we've got Skyhigh against Jangbi. Skyhigh is a very good player, but Jangbi, I believe, may have the advantage here. Terran versus Protoss. Protoss is, of course, the race that Jangbi will be playing. Jangbi, one of the newer pro gamers, but a very, very skilled pro gamer. He's ranked pretty well in Kespa. I don't have the stats in front of me, but he is very, very skilled. I am really looking forward to seeing how this game turns out. I see Skyhigh has joined the game. We are still... Oh, no. Now Jangbi has joined the game, too. So both players talking to each other, wishing each other good luck in the game. Now, remember, the first map is going to be Colosseum. So, on a map like this, we could see a lot of different builds from both races. This is a map where we can see macro builds, or a map where we can see all rushing in micro builds, simply because of the architecture of the map. It makes for some very exciting games. It's a map that I'm very fond of at this tournament. The neutral creep will not really be utilized in any way because this is a Terran versus Protoss. But at the same time, we may see the players kill those buildings off, or kill that neutral sunk off, just because, you know, they want to move that creep out of there. I think we could expect to see Terran wall in. We almost always see Terran wall in on this map. There are a few exceptions. We could see Proxy, we could see Fast Nexus, we could see standard one gate from Protoss. Very difficult to say. If I was playing, I'd probably go with the Fast Nexus, but that is just my style. Well, the referee is joining the game as well, so I think we're going to get this going any second now. We do have a referee in every single game which is played here at this tournament. The referee checks for any illegal bugs being used, any other possible exploits. There are bugs which are illegal to be used, though, of course, such as the hold position lurker bug, just because that does enhance the strategy in the game. The observer turret bug is, it just depends on the event. This is an event where the observer turret bug is legal. In other, mostly international events, that bug is illegal. In case you were wondering. I hope everybody at home is enjoying these games as much as I am enjoying casting them. We're in the stage of the final 32 players, and it looks like this game's about to get started, judging from Paul's body language. Paul, our commentator in the center there, very skilled StarCraft player, also the mentor to Slayer's Boxer. Well, we have got the confirmation, so we will be starting soon when the Korean commentators wrap this up. Colosseum, though, very fun map. If you ever want to play on any of these maps and you don't know where to find them, just try Googling them, StarCraft, and then the map name, and you'll probably find it pretty easily. Skyhigh is also a member of the Team FAO, a pretty well-known West team. Jangbi, well, on the team Samsung Khan. Oh, note that Sky is also on CJ. Excuse me. Oh, looks like we're going to get this game going. And we're off. Here is our Terran player. Skyhigh at the top left. At the bottom right is our Protoss player, who is none other than Jangbi. Both these players, very good. we're really going to have to wait and see how the Protoss decides to play this out. We have a lot of options for both players. Well, in reality, Terran is going to have a pretty one-dimensional build. Going to probably get the fast command center after the factory is up. He'll get the tank to defend the Dragoon Rush if the Protoss does decide to do that. And then we'll probably see fast command center. Although we could see a feint, and he would actually make 2 factories and then do some type of heavy rush, since most Protoss players would predict their opponent to do the fast command center type build. Jangbi has more options, but that's because of that's the way this matchup works. Essentially, it's the Terran's burden. The burden on the Protoss, for instance, is to take the map, harass the Terran, reduce the SCV count, and prepare for the push. The Terran is supposed to sit back, turtle, wait until he decides the moment is right, and then start pushing out and destroying different locations on the map. Now, we have not seen a gateway made yet. We do see one probe maybe going to the center. And that's probably to check for proxy barracks. Since he doesn't see the proxy barracks, he will then go for the fast nexus. And here is a fast nexus coming up now. Well, he's about to build it. Pretty safe opening by Jangbi because he didn't check for the proxy barracks in the middle of the map. Now gateway, then the assimilator, and soon the cybernetics core. Sometimes Terran players get 1 zealot with this build, sometimes they don't. It just depends, really. So, again, Terran playing pretty typical. This is what Terran has to do. They have to get the factory out. You get the factory units against the Protoss. You get the Medic Marine against the Zerg. Now, from here, there's still an array of options that the Protoss could go for. Just because he's getting a fast nexus doesn't mean there's only one way to do that correctly. We could also see, well, we could see 2 gateways. We could see 1 gateway. We could see him tech to DTs pretty fast. I even once saw Stork do this incredible build where he goes for fast nexus, then gets a forge, and gets 1 cannon and a dragoon, techs really quickly to 2 DTs, rushes really fast with the DTs, and then meanwhile is getting a robo base, so he then does a DT storm drop. So there's just tons of options. Right now, we're seeing pretty standard, though, fast nexus, 2 gateways. We'll see if he gets Dragoon range, which he most likely will. And here's the fast command center for the Terran before the tank. So pretty early fast command center. Remember, Jangbi did get a seed in this tournament. He was seeded much farther ahead than these other players because he is so accomplished, he is so skilled. Dragoon range is on the way. The Terran has spotted the fast nexus. Although even if he hadn't spotted it, he would probably know that he's going fast nexus because of the lack of Dragoons right now. So right now, very economic game we're seeing. Different from our previous games. Jangbi's going to control this Dragoon, try to not let the SCV get out of this corner. Kind of a cat and mouse game. Tom and Jerry stuff going on here. Looks like the SCV will be picked off. And we're going to see more and more Dragoons get pumped out of here. We could see the Robo Bay pretty soon here. That's really where we're going to see the branch. Oh, hidden Citadel. So he'll be going for Dark Templar. Not a bad idea. I think it can secure another expansion with the help of DTs, Dark Templars. And And he's going to be going for the Robo Base. So this is similar to that build I was talking about that Stork did, but instead he will not get the core, so it'll be a later DT and Templar usage build. I think this could be very effective. He's putting these buildings in a location where Terran is very unlikely to scan. On a map like this, Terran's more likely to be scanning the location in between the two Nexuses, because that's where the gateways are. They want to check for how many gateways their opponent's getting. So, whoa, okay, now he's going to tech to an Arbiter pretty quickly here. And that is pretty exciting. So we'll probably see 2 DTs sent out here. We may see them used with Storm and Shuttle. Keep in mind that Dark Templars, High Templars, and Arbiters all cost a lot of SP and gas, so he definitely cannot do everything at once, but I think we're going to see a systematic tech tree that is focused on harassment and then containment. Early Arbiters, if you can pull it off, and it looks like Jangbi will, are very strong. Arbiters, with the ability to recall, since Terran do not have a lot of mobility, you can really abuse that factor. Then keep in mind, on top of that, that the Terran units are normally clumped together, so using stasis is very strong as well. The Dark Templars are out. Did that probe just dodge a siege tank shot? I think he did. Ninja probe. He's going to use this Dark Templar over here to spot that location where Terran is most likely to expand next. Looks like he is not going to get the shuttle, just observers. Now, one advantage about getting the Dark Templars and the Arbiters is Terran is forced to use a few scans to get rid of the Dark Templar. So then, with the Terran using up the scans, it becomes pretty difficult for them to fight off the Arbiters as well. And note that the Terran is getting the Academy pretty late too, so he will not have a lot of energy to scan. Looks like the Observer is going to spot this command center which is being constructed, so I think he's going to be prepared for the Terran to expand. Protoss now transferring the probes, a little bit late, but not too late. And it looks like the DT has revealed himself in the sense that he did pick off one, I believe it was an SCV or a Vulture. Note the pylon wall, very smart move by Jangbi. He's going to be able to wall off from the possible Vulture harassment. And whoa! How the hell did that Vulture get in there? Oh my gosh! I was pretty surprised by that. All right, so here comes the first Arbiters going to be coming out very soon. Expect either recall or stasis to be upgraded. My guess is it's going to be recall, since he knows that Terran is not going to be doing any fast push. Stasis first is not necessary. Stasis is, of course, great for stopping fast pushes, though. +1 already out for the Terran. That is the trigger that will allow him to expand. Siege tanks, of course, dealing more damage. Now we have 4 High Templar. Those are going to be thrown. Well, okay, there's a few things he could do with the High Templar. He could hallucinate the Arbiter, so that way, with the hallucinated Arbiter going in the front, it'll take the majority of the damage from the turrets, then recall the army in there. Or we could see them used for Psionic Storm. If he gets a shuttle, he can put them in there. And yeah, you could do that as well. We do see the science facility up. This is the counter to the Arbiter. You get the vessels out so that you don't have to constantly be scanning in the middle of the battle while you're microing. The Arbiter is out. He's taking a little stroll. Looks like we're not actually... Okay, I think we're going to see these units club together, and we're going to see some recalling going down here very soon. judging from the position of that observer. He just wants to make sure that that unit can get in there. Most of the tanks are out here in the front, all sieged up now, so they will not be able to get to the back of that base in time if the recall does in fact happen, which I think is going to happen any second now. We're just waiting for enough energy to get there. I think, oh, Protoss has already expanded again. And I really do expect to see a recall pretty soon. And a dropship's out. We're going to see some harassment. Taking 2 tanks. I wonder how effective this is actually going to be, since Jangbi already does have cannons. Oh, is this probe going to get over there? Oh! Sniped. That's the next location where Jangbi will be expanding. The Arbiter's on the move! Da-da-da-da! Here it comes. Expect a big recall. Where's the clump? He's going to get right in the middle of that clump. What? Oh! There it is! Storming the SCVs! Wow. Now going for the armory. He will not have the upgrades that he wanted to get later on. Smart move here. Nice storms there on the tanks. The science missile comes out and goes, what the hell's going on? And gets stormed right as he is birthed. Unfortunately, we don't see... Oh, no, he does have some anti-air. Looks as though Terran does have control of that position over there. Oh, look at this. Oh, it looks like the Dragoons will manage to take off the siege tank, who is dealing a heavy amount of damage. More gateways getting massed up. Jangbi is in great condition right now. He's stormed a lot of those SCVs. I don't think we're going to see a counter push from the Terran just yet. This is probably the best response to these fast Arbiter builds. Basically, these fast armory builds is you get the Arbiter. What these Terran players do, especially nowadays, is they get the fast armory and push out, and they have the +2 attack, +1 armor. So the response is that you keep recalling in there, storming SCVs, and basically making it so that by the time they actually do push, which will be very late, it will not be effective. Looks like Jangbi does have the Terrans running. Terran's now pushing out. Terran's decided now is the moment. EMP is about to finish. And I don't think this is going to be very effective. I think he's going to have to turn around. Planting a few mines. Try to get some zealot kills. Ooh. Oh, zealots are everywhere. Now taking out this observer. Terran has to start doing something pretty quickly here. He is not in great condition, and man, there's a lot of gateways over there. Terran does not have a lot of scans. Jangbi pretty much has map control now, expanding to the top right side of the map. It doesn't look like the dropship harassment has been that effective, but here comes some more right now. Probably full of tanks or vultures. Oh my god. Lots of cannons over here. I don't think that's going to do any damage, really. Looks like he's going to drop 2 more tanks. He's going to try to target that Nexus. Or the pylon. I would go for the Nexus. Now he's targeting the Nexus. Protoss has to get over there and save that Nexus. The observer has spotted it. Oh my god. Oh, the humanity. And looks, Jangbi's expanding again. Jangbi is completely out of control this game. Might not be a bad idea to stasis one of those tanks to ensure that he does not lose the Nexus. Here comes the Zealots now. What is the HP on the Nexus? Our observer will show us in a second. And did they get the Nexus? No. But it is crying tears of blue right now. And he did manage to deflect that harassment. Jangbi in complete and total control of this game. I'm not sure exactly what Terran can do to recover. Terran will probably have one final push, which I believe could be destroyed. The problem for Terran right now, though, is that Jangbi has control over every corner of the map except for the one that Terran occupies right now, which means that if he pushes in one direction, Jangbi can just continue to amass up resources in the opposing corner. I would not be surprised if Jangbi is maxed right now. It looks like we're going to see another recall here. Oh! Wrong place at the wrong time, dropship. Now, as we see, here comes another recall. Get ready. And here it is. It's going to be over by the command center because he wants to storm the SCVs again. Recalled. Oh my gosh, another unbelievable storm. This is complete and total domination. Protoss now taking out the armory again. Terran's upgrade's going to be even further behind. Wow. Oh my gosh. And here comes an Archon now morphing, probably going to do some damage to the SCVs or the scanner. And, oh my gosh, another recall. I cannot believe this. Systematically, Jangbi is destroying Skyhigh. Talk about an entertaining game here. Now, he might be able to take out these science vessels if he chooses to do so. And basically, Terran will never really get out of his base. Now we're probably going to see some Protoss units flood into another location. Probably the newest expansion for the Terran. Note that Jangbi is pulling his army far back so that Terran really has to do a lot of work to get back over there and save these expansions. Meanwhile, Jangbi taking the entire map. This guy is richer than Donald Trump. Oh my gosh. What does Terran do to recover from this? Not much. Terran now deciding now is the only moment he has to go in there for the push. EMP in the Arbiter. Oh, but a stasis has already been cast on one of those Arbiters. Looks like this, on those science vessels, the Arbiter's really dealing a lot of damage. Oh my gosh. And I think what's going to happen is well, that Terran may win the small battle here. The problem is that Protoss can just mass up more units. There's some more units now. And I think we're going to see GG in about 2 minutes after this push is stopped. But who knows? Can the Terran do it? Can the Terran pull it off? Is Jangbi's macro solid enough to where he can hold off this counter push? Oh, and an EMP on the Arbiters. He needs the Arbiters there to... Oh, but he did get one stasis off. And again, I believe there's just too many Protoss units. He just has so much of the map. Unbelievable. Look at that. Nothing Terran can do. He just is not able to get enough units. And Protoss can just keep massing up because he has so many expansions. That's what StarCraft is all about. It's about expanding and getting enough resources so that your opponent cannot get position over you. My gosh. Looks like Terran is actually managing to get up here into this location, but I think with the gateways, I'm surprised that Protoss isn't doing better. It looks almost as though Jangbi's macro is starting to lack a little bit. Terran now pushing up over here to the top right. I think it's been the excellent EMPs that have made this push somewhat effective. And here comes Protoss now. It looks as though he has almost let him get in there so that he can trap him and now take out the remainder of these troops. I don't even think a stasis is necessary, but we may see one of those anyways. GG! Jangbi wins. Well played. Wow. That was a pretty one-sided game where it just started going downhill for the Terran once the recalls came into play. I gotta say, Jangbi is just so good. There was really very little the Terran could do. He should have been more prepared for something like that. And there is a Jangbi fan now. That gentleman actually works at Facebook. He's one of the big heads at Facebook right now. He's a big shot, man. He's a baller. And he is also a StarCraft fan. So I got to say, it just shows to show you that everybody loves StarCraft. 1-0 win for Jangbi. I got to say, it's going to be tough for Skyhigh to recover from this. Skyhigh in not so good position right now. Down one game. Can he come back? The next map is going to be on Andromeda. And, I think we might see different playing style this time around. Although Andromeda, it just depends really in this matchup. It depends really on how the Protoss is going to open up. But once, back to that previous game though, once the recall started, that was when the game really just got out of control. That was really when it was just like Terran could not quite recover. And I think that was the moment where I was just really questioning when are we going to see the Terran push? And he should have maybe pushed short before the second recall came in there, because once Protoss starts to get too many Arbiters, there's just almost no way you could stop them. I mean, once you get the ball rolling, it just snowballs into this unstoppable force. Arbiter's so powerful against Terran. Terran's only way to recover is to EMP the Arbiters so that they cannot get the stasis on the army during the main push, but it looked like he was just managing to get in there too quickly. He should have put the science vessels in the position where the Arbiters are most likely to fly in there, so he could have EMP'd the Arbiters before they managed to pull off the recall. That would have been the only thing I think that the Terran could have done differently. But Jangbi is a very strong player, and he really pulled through with a very impressive game. Both players have joined the game now, so I think we're going to see this this next match starting up here pretty soon. Both players also saying that they are ready. So it is now going to be up to our Korean commentators to give us the cue that it is time to get this game going. Thanks again for everybody who's tuning in. I hope you are enjoying the games. This is the Averatec-Intel Classic, the largest tournament in Korea with the largest prize pool. We got all the big names down here. And our next game, Jangbi versus Skyhigh on Andromeda, going underway now.